Hey, back for another Car Talks. For this Car Talk, we're going to talk about how to learn PowerShell or how to learn some other language that you'd like to learn. First and foremost, the way to learn is to not watch YouTube videos, to not read articles, to not do online training courses, to not do physical training courses, to not read about PowerShell or any other language. The real way, the only good way to learn about PowerShell is to learn by doing. Do what is in your current environment, your context. Build scripts that allow you to, automate provisioning user accounts, creating virtual machines, deploying software. Do something that's a pain point for you, not for anyone else. Don't go through all these examples of this fictional Joe character had this thing and perhaps he was in this environment, and anybody, me included, we have to come up with fictional examples that replicate real world experiences based on our experiences, but there's no way that we can replicate your personal experience. So the very best way is to learn by doing. Google, okay, I have a problem. Let's say I have a problem. I need to read a bunch of CSV files. See, I'm just thinking of fictional examples because I have no idea what your environment is like and what problems that you may come across. And the first thing, okay, you have a problem. I have a bunch of CSV files. Google PowerShell CSV file, and that will ultimately lead you to the import CSV commandlet that would eventually get you. You'll probably see examples of for each loops to loop through all the files, and you start there, you Google, hash it out, figure it out, run into another problem, Google again, hash it out, figure it out, run into another problem, Google it again. That is by far and away the best way to learn any kind of new language. We all do that. I still do that with just about anything. I mean, even with PowerShell now, what the only difference is as you get more experience, you'll just Google less, but you'll still be Googling. I mean, you're never going to know everything there is to know about a language. It's just you're going to be faster because you're going to have the Google results right in your head because, oh yeah, I've ran into that situation 10 times already. I don't have to Google that. I know the example. I know the reason that happens, and I know the solution. But far and away the best. With that being said, I emphasize that a lot. There are reasons to use these other alternatives as well. The biggest reason for me is the way I personally learn. You may learn differently, but the way I personally learn is when I'm first starting out with something. So let's just say that recently I started to learn Python. Now, whenever I don't know hardly anything there is to know about a topic, I will do a training course on it, or I will do a bunch of reading on it, reading articles and things. Like, I'm to the point to where I don't know what I don't know yet. I just need to be exposed to a bunch of stuff to put a bunch of ideas into my head, which then I can think, when I can jot down and then note, and then go back and Google some stuff and figure it out. Like, I can follow through the demo projects and things that courses and articles and things like that go through, but it doesn't solidify in my head until I do it for myself, do it for some kind of real world situation. Not only that's real world for somebody else, but it's real world for me personally. That is by far and away the best way to learn. So in my opinion, if you don't know anything there is to know about a topic like, let's just say you were in PowerShell and you don't know anything there is to know about, for each loops or for loops or something like that. That's when I would read an article, maybe just on for each loops or for loops, and see like, okay, this is a for each loop. This is what it does. This is how it works. Okay, I kind of get the gist of it. I don't understand. You don't want to just keep on and on and on and try to understand everything and try to cram all that stuff into your head when in reality the stuff that you're cramming in your head it's how the loop works, but you don't get the context behind it. It's the context. It's that kind of muscle memory, like they say when if you want to remember something well, you have to do a picture. Like years ago, I went through this little course called Mega Memory by, I can't remember the name of the guy, but it was years and years and years ago. And he had said, like, if you want to remember a word, you remember a picture from it. And I still remember that 3 is a stool, because a stool had 3 legs at the time. I still remember that 4 was a car, because it had 4 wheels. Like, that stuff sticks in your head. The way to make code stick in your head and these concepts stick in your head is apply them to something that you know that you're going to remember, like to label them something in your environment. Like, whenever you think for each, like, you'll immediately think, oh yeah, that's that time that I ran into that issue with that for each loop, that I had to loop through all these files to do this thing. It really sticks in your head a lot more. So in summary, that's about all I wanted to say today. But in summary, I wanted to say that when you're first starting out, when you don't know what you don't know, do the training courses, do the articles, read the articles, do the ebooks, do that, or get on the forums and just kind of browse through. And also, if you're just kind of, you don't really want to get in and like, okay, I need to learn this thing right now to fix this immediate problem, just browsing, that's another good thing. I browse stuff all the time on Twitter and the forums and online and things, and Reddit, just to kind of see, like, oh yeah, this is kind of a neat way. I never thought about doing it that way. That's another good thing. But if you really want to truly learn and really get hardcore about, I need to learn this thing, then you have to learn by doing. You have to apply a certain concept to that thing that you're learning. It's so important.